Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So, welcome back to the second episode of Project I Create, which aims at building skill set of youth on themes of common interest by our very own trainers. So, in this episode, we have with us Mr. Panashe, who is the second creator, and he'll be giving us some insights about his topic. So,
Thank you.
hi
Thank you so
Panashe,
much.
how are you doing today?
Hi, Vidi. I'm doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah, I'm doing great. So, Panashi, you're the
Wonderful.
second speaker today with us. So, I would like to ask you to give a brief introduction about yourself. So, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vidi. I'm Panashe Ndlovu, and I am a budding transformational social entrepreneur from Zimbabwe, and I'm passionate about supporting people to realize their innate potential. The focus of my mission is on equipping people with the knowledge, skills, and information which they need to self-actualize. I'm also currently a student at Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, where I'm studying law.
All right. That's wonderful. So, what's your motivation behind this stream that you chose, which is law? Why did you choose this?
Thank you so much. So I chose to study law because I'm stimulated by the critical thinking and the experience of speaking intentionally and the critical writing. These are all skills which I plan and hope to apply in my future endeavors. That is dispute resolution, international law, and peace building. So, conflict transformation processes are dynamic and complex, and that requires emotional intelligence, that requires active listening skills, that requires intentional communication, that requires patience, that requires emotional intelligence, right? So emotional understanding, right? And so I felt that if I study law, I would be able to hone these skills. And also, I was, driven by, the opportunity for continuous growth because of the opportunity to, come across different cases, and each case requiring a different approach and requiring research. So I felt that that would be a really great opportunity um, to grow myself, and I would also learn how to ask important questions. Thank you.
Right. That was a wonderful explanation. I'm quite impressed by it. So,
Thank you so much.
and what do you plan? What do you plan to do in future? Like, would you pursue law or would you change the stream?
Thank you so much. So, in the future, I hope to venture into the area of dispute resolution and international law. That is to say that I'm excited by career tracks such as arbitration, mediation,
I think his net is not working properly. Just sort it out. Yeah. Hi, Panache. Are you there?
IFD. There. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. So you were telling us about your ambitions, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sharing that I hope to venture into the area of dispute resolution, um, to be
Right.
specific, conflict transformation, and the career tracks of international law and diplomacy.
Okay, okay, all right. So let's quickly move to the course which you are gonna offer the students. So would you like to give us a brief detail about the course that you are planning to offer the students?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be delivering the personality development in leadership course. This course
Oh,
is student centered. Um, um, Thank you. So this course is student centered. That is to say, as a student, you will learn to approach, your own personal growth and career as a narrative you are writing, as a story that is in continuous writing. You will learn to be intentional in everything that you do as you achieve the purpose that you have. Um, this positions you for excellence in future endeavors. So we've intentionally crafted this course with three focuses in mind. That is
yes,
to
yes. Please
equip
continue. So
equip
sorry.
students with the reflective writing skills, sorry, reflective practice skills, and experiential learning skills. And with that in mind, we have three focuses that we will pay special attention to. All right. The first focus being finding the self. The second one being developing a unique value proposition. The third one being becoming, right, and implementing your unique value proposition. So, this course was, I designed this course, to help students who hope to become leaders, or to hope to excel in whatever they do, um, with the intention to help them learn to lead from within. Because I think there's a general assumption, right, that your identity, right, is separate from your career, is separate from the personal brand that you hope to build. But your own personal brand, or the career that you hope to pursue, is an actual part of your identity, right? So again, the hallmark of leadership, right, is the ability to influence, the ability to inspire, right? So in order to influence others, you must know yourself, and through a vision plan, articulate how you will influence others. So we have defined our focus again into four specific modules. The first one being
Yes,
self awareness, the second one, leading from within, the third one, building a brand, the fourth one, being personal growth. So in the modules, each module will have about three sub modules, right? So, what we will explore in the courses, we will explore reflective writing, we will explore self review exercises, we'll explore the process of developing a brand identity. We will explore practical personal branding exercises. So what can one, what can one as a student, or one as a potential and beneficial from this course expect, right? They can expect to develop a strong sense of self. They can expect to understand the self, which they call themselves. They can expect to start taking actual and defined steps um, towards becoming the ideal self, which they hope to be. They can expect to learn
right,
more
right.
about their identity. That is, who they hope to be. Thank you.
Right, right. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
So, and my next question to you is, who's your target audience, and how do you think that will benefit them?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So my target audience is includes college students, undergraduate students. It includes high school students, and also it includes a special population. This is according to emerging research of what is being termed as a quarter life crisis. This is a period of an uncertainty. A period of a search for one's identity and the purpose that they have, right? So this mainly affects young people between the ages of 25 and 30, right? So this is also my target audience. So what can they expect from this course? First of all, they can expect to know themselves better. That is the whole focus of this course, because when you get to know yourself better, all the other things will fall in place, right? And so the second part of this course also focuses on leadership, leadership that comes from within, right? Um,
Right, right.
what I'd like to share is that one's potential, right, is not somewhere else. It is not at some place. It is within, right? And so this course focuses on specifically that, helping the student, helping the respondent to unleash their potential from within. And we've carefully designed this to take the respondent through that process, right? So what can they expect from this course? They can expect to learn how to ask questions, right? Questions about themselves and questions about the world. They can expect, to understand the unique brand that they would like to build. They can understand, they can also understand, how they would like to change the world. The purpose that they have, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. All right. All right. I heard you. Yeah, that's great. So, and my very last question to you is like, what makes you interested in personally teaching this course?
Thank you so much for your question. So this course again is a part of my social entrepreneurial activities. All right. But then again, I'd like to share maybe what really inspires me to to empower other people to realize their innate potential. Back then, as I was growing up, when I was in high school, I wasn't really self-confident. I was always that student that maybe sat in the middle of the class, but I wasn't really an active or maybe a notable person in class, right? But it took one experience of visiting some place here in Zimbabwe. It was actually a field trip, right? And then when we got there, we started dancing. And so, realizing that I could dance, it took me to a space of reflection. As I danced, I actually realized that, I'm actually good at something, right? Maybe this could actually translate to, other areas of my life. But the most important lesson that I learned, was to embrace, first of all, embrace my
Right.
imagination. And it was also, to embrace the little voices, right, that come into my head, right, to embrace maybe I'd say the quirky, artsy, cocky side of myself, right. And so it was embracing that just led me into a process of just exploring things and then trying things. And then as I tried new things, I actually discovered that I was actually good at a lot of things, right. And so one of my points of departure was actually public speaking, right, at school. And this started at school. From there, as I continued to explore public speaking and even acting as well, right, more opportunities started to come, right? They started to come. I was, elected to be, a junior member of parliament for my constituency. From there, I also got accepted into a program where I also went where I went to Kenya on a fully funded, on a fully funded trip. And from there, opportunities kept on coming, and I kept on embracing the dynamic, quirky, artsy, cocky self that I was becoming. And so things started to change from there. I recently went to the United Nations high level political forum, right? And so it was going through that process that you don't need someone else, or you don't need something else that is outside you to help you realize your potential, because your potential is within you
With
already. What's important is that you accept yourself as you are. You accept the unique self that you are. You accept the weird self that you are. And so it is that experience that has actually inspired me to say, if I realize my potential this way, then let me help other people to realize their own potential. Let me help other people. Let me, in the best way that I can, take other people through those processes of self-actualization. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Right, that was a great answer. I'm quite impressed by it. So now we are open to questions, and we would like our audience to drop down their question in the comments so that Mr. Panashe can answer them. So how are your studies going during this Corona pandemic situation? Like, how's your college? Is it online, or do you go to college every day?
So we're actually online. My school is based in Indonesia. So due to the pandemic situation, I'm currently studying. I'm studying online. Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Right, right.
But
Right, right. Yes, please continue. You were saying something? Were you saying something?
oh yeah, I was just sharing that maybe I guess the impact of COVID on my, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a
Oh
question.
yeah, I
So
was saying
Tanya
that
asked,
I think in terms of
yeah,
the impact of COVID on my studies, I've also taken it maybe as a good thing that I'm happy that I get time to be with my family, and
right, right. So Panashe, we have a question from you for you from Tanya. She says, "Hey Panashe, it's exciting to see your interest in law and related fields. Can you tell us what led you to pursue this field?"
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So what drew me into law was the interest in pursuing a rigorous a rigorous a rigorous academic endeavor. So I was looking for that immersive, rigorous experience that would challenge my thinking, that would challenge the ideas that I have, right? And also, right, I was looking for that experience that would enable me to have opportunities for continuous growth, the opportunity to learn new things every day, right? And so I think to me, that presents an opportunity for me to learn more about myself, to learn more about my inherent skill sets, and to learn more even about the world as well, right? So yeah, thank you.
Hi, Panashe. Thank you for answering my question. I think that's a great answer. I had another question. The course that you're offering, of course, is sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm sure it's much needed by a lot of us. But the first step that you mentioned in this course was finding oneself, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and that can be difficult in itself, right? You know, the pursuing the very first step, it can be a huge burden for a lot of us. So, how do you plan to help your students do that?
Um, sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you come again? Sorry. I think the first part was
Yeah,
breaking on my end.
yeah, okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying that the course that you're offering sounds absolutely amazing and it is needed by a lot of us. The first step that you mentioned in the course was finding oneself, which can be a
Yeah.
difficult task in itself, right?
Yeah.
Given how there's a lot of pressure from society, from our peers, and sometimes we might not even like who we think we are. So,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you plan to help your students, carry out this very first step?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So again, the first module is self-awareness. Self-awareness is got again three modules. To it, it has understanding the module the module on understanding the self. It has right navigating identity, the self. This is the first module. The second module, self-realization, inclusive of defining yourself. And the third one, the third submodule under self-awareness is personal growth, inclusive of developing a strong sense of self and preparing yourself for for personal growth, right? For continuous personal growth. So it takes, this course takes an interesting and unique approach, right? In that we don't give you the first thing that you do in the module understanding yourself, right? We don't give you a concrete definition of identity, right? What it means is that our goal is to help you define your own identity, right? So you shouldn't confine yourself to the limitations of someone else's ideas, society's ideas, thoughts, right? Rather, you get to decide, you get to self-define, and understand the ideal self that you hope to become, right? So again, the question is, what unique approach do we take? The unique approach that we've taken for this course, right? It has more questions, right? More questions than it has, theoretical content. It has more questions that will help you understand yourself better, right? It will help you make, develop questions about the world, about society, right? So you are going to learn to look inside, right? And not outside, right? So we have questions, very personal questions. And, one thing that I'd advise to students before they start this course is that be vulnerable. Be vulnerable to yourself, be vulnerable, be honest, to yourself. Accept the weaknesses that you have, accept the strengths that you have, right? So again, what approach do we take again, to help you take you through this, process of self-reflection, right? We have self-review exercises, we have reflective writing exercises, we have personal statement writing, we have autobiography writing, right? So it's more of a process of of you leading yourself, taking yourself again, through this course by answering questions about yourself. And again, what do we emphasize? Unleash your imagination, unleash your wildest imagination, right? So we will ask you questions that will help you, communicate your thoughts, right, in your best sense, right, and according to your best version.
Absolutely.
So again, I understand that this is entirely a very complex process, right? But again, with with some vulnerability, with some honesty, right? I think that this is something that can be worthwhile, and you can be positioned for continuous growth beyond this course. I hope that answers your question.
It does. It's more about asking the right questions before it's about finding the answers to those questions. That actually sounds like
Thank you.
great advice, and I'm sure
Thank
this
you.
course will be wonderful. So all the very best,
Thank
right?
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, right, right. So thank you, Tanya, for being there for us, and thank you, Panashe, for the lovely answers that you gave. And we also would like to thank our lovely audience for being so patient and listening to us. So we encourage each one of you to follow all the modules that will be shared by Panashe soon. And we also invite you to our next live session, which will be on January 14th at 7:30. So stay posted and have a good night, guys. You all can leave now. Thank you.